What is up, everyone, and welcome to Current Meta, a series where we look at particular elements of Friday the 13th the game in its current state. And today, we're going to be looking at Jenny. Now, Jenny's a counselor I never really enjoyed playing as. But recently, due to persistence of viewer demand to see Jenny in the live streams on the channel, I gave in. With the exception of a single Jason round, we spent the entire live stream this past Monday, which was about 5 hours, playing as Jenny. And quite honestly, she's not as bad as I once thought she was. Now, it should go without saying that due to recent changes, all counselors are much more powerful than they once were when it comes to dealing with Jason. But due to the reduction in range and effectiveness of Jason's grab, Jenny has really anchored her place as one of the best counselors to use if you want to kite or bully Jason. Now let me back that up. With Jenny's current stats, she is a specialized counselor. While all of Jenny's stats are relatively underwhelming, she's got maximum possible composure. Composure is the stat responsible for reducing the rate at which fear increases. While many things increase and reduce counselor fear throughout a match, being near Jason causes a severe increase in counselor fear. But with Jenny's 10 composure, this isn't really the case. Jenny can spend a ridiculous amount of time around or near Jason before her fear starts to take a noticeable and negative effect on her gameplay. One of the first and most noticeable effects of having high fear on your counselor is the darkening of your screen and the disappearance of your HUD. And while this doesn't have the most detrimental effect on your gameplay, it can be inconvenient to not be able to see your inventory items, your mini-map, or the stamina that you're trying to manage when avoiding Jason. Which leads us to our next point. Fear causes a significant reduction in stamina regeneration of a counselor. So although high speed and stamina counselors may seem like the best to choose when trying to kite Jason around, factually speaking, they are not. While it's arguably much easier for a Vanessa or a Tiffany or any other counselor faster and more mobile than Jenny to outrun and get away from a Jason, they simply can't get away with spending as much time near Jason bullying him as Jenny is able to. This comes down to the fact that her stamina regens much quicker than anyone else's when dealing with Jason. Oftentimes, if you are dealing with a Jason who's tunneling you or you are messing with the Jason, you only ever have short intervals to stop and regen your stamina. The seconds here really matter. They are crucial. And you get more with Jenny, there's no doubt about it. And prior to the recent changes to Jason's grab range, you needed to be quick to spend a lot of time near him. And with Jenny's 3 speed, she just didn't have it going for her. But now, 3 speed goes a lot further than it used to when you're spending time near Jason. And with proper fear and stamina management, you essentially have an unlimited amount. This is untrue for almost every other counselor in the game. They simply don't have the composure to keep their fear at bay. This arguably makes Jenny the best trap tank in the game. Taking traps will increase fear based on composure. Taking traps will also likely make Jason morph over to you, which will increase fear based on composure. So although she's only got 5 stamina, this stamina isn't heavily affected by fear in a scenario where other counselors would be severely crippled by it. If you can pair this form of trap taking with good teamwork, you can ensure that Jason has a bad round. Let Jenny be your false flag. She can be best used to take a trap in an area that you don't actually want to get anything done, bringing Jason over there and keeping him occupied. If the Jenny communicates to other players when Jason uses and wastes his morph going over there, they can get a lot done before he stands a chance. And while this strategy is ridiculously effective regardless of which counselor you're playing as, Jenny's maximum composure make her arguably the best counselor to do this with. She's gone from a counselor who I despised playing with to one I actually kind of look forward to now. Granted, I'm lucky enough to run Thick Skin and Medic on her, which I do think makes a significant difference, especially considering you can take the traps and not be in a limping state afterwards. This gives you the additional time, if needed, to make some space between you and Jason to heal yourself if you find it necessary. But when you've got a couple uses of med spray and a pocket knife or 2 in your inventory, you kind of feel invincible. But that is it for this current meta on Jenny. While there are a lot more videos in this series on the way, I may revisit this one. There is so much more to discuss when it comes to a counselor's mechanics. I just don't have the time, unfortunately, until next week. But I will be continuing the series then. In the meantime, I do apologize for the lack of live streams. I will be back on the 14th with internet set up, so expect one on the 15th and more videos in the series after then. All of that being said, guys, please do not hesitate to share how you feel about Jenny, how you feel about the video, future videos in this series, and seeing this kind of content on the channel. I am personally excited for it because there is so much to cover and it will always be changing. And I hope you guys feel the same way. But until next time, guys, thank you for watching the video.